Hey everyone, I know I just got done doing a live stream, and that's the funny part. As you guys can see, 4 hours and 43 minutes, almost a 5-hour video, right? Hope you guys can see that. In fact, those who've got screen capture, take a screen capture of this, 'cause I'm about to blow your mind. And I don't know what YouTube you think you're playing, but you're playing with the wrong one. I'm letting you know right now. Very same video. I'm missing 2 hours and 43 minutes and 58 seconds of this video. But yet in my dashboard, it's saying I've got 4 hours and 43 minutes and 58 seconds of the video. Oh, by the way, I did download it. And it is exactly 4 hours, 43 minutes. But yet when you click on it, it's even showing up on the link I just shared to the mines as a 2-hour video. What, did I touch a nerve? Well, I'm about to touch a lot more nerves. I suggest you get this video back in its fullest. We're done. I meant what I said in this video. We're done playing games with you guys. That's no glitch. It's not processing anymore because you can't download it when it's processing. Obviously, the video is all there, but you decided to strip 2 hours of it up, 2 hours and 43 minutes and 58 seconds out of it. I don't think so. And now, thanks to you, everybody's going to see this and see the garbage manipulation and BS that you keep pulling. We're tired of it. See, I'm not the one you want to play with. But I do think it's funny, in my dashboard, it's showing 4 hours and 43 minutes and 58 seconds until I click on the damn thing. Even if I refresh, which I've done a half a dozen times, thinking, okay, maybe it's a glitch. And that's the wrong one. I'm refreshing. So I have a very big issue with what's just taken place. And everybody should be paying attention, especially when the topic was our rights to a free and fair election shall not be infringed upon. When we've caught YouTube giving strikes out because MSNBC decided to give copyrights, saying they copyrighted something that is a public forum, cannot be copyrighted. What? My free speech scare you? It should. Because I'm about to unleash a lot of dirt. I suggest you get the problem fixed. I suggest you give everybody you gave a strike to for something that cannot be copyrighted, remove their strikes because you went too far. And now you're starting to mess with the wrong people. And you can't say, oh, it didn't process it all. Sorry, it downloaded it all. And you can't download until the video is done processing. The whole video is right there. showed everybody just now. That whole video better be up for people that click on that link where it's set in over 30 different places, because this video is going to be set in the same places. And it's going to be sent to a few congressmen as well. I think you've caught enough heat from certain Congress members that you don't want to have them to have any more ammunition. I suggest you rethink your ways, because now this is evidence and documented. Screenshots have been taken. Like I said, we're done playing your games. Four hours and 43 minutes and 58 seconds. And that's the worst part is, you get it. You got it right in my dashboard. You got it right when I downloaded it. But when I clicked on the link to go to it, in fact, you got it right on my channel. I'll just screw that up. Four hours and 43 minutes and 58 seconds. Not 2 hours when you click on it. You see the manipulation that's in the games they try to play? See, this ain't no different than cyberbullying, trying to force somebody off that just spent half the day talking about a subject that's very important to the American people that you can't censor. So I have no problem coming on here and spending another 8 hours, then another 8 hours after that, ripping you and putting everything out there. You know, all that stuff that's hidden in private links that's on your platform that you can't get rid of. All the fetish porn that's on here, BDS porn. Oh yeah, it's on here, guys. It's a known little secret in that community. Oh, you're just now sending my notifications that I'm live? Uh-huh. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I already got one boosted already. Yeah, it's retarded, Brie. Because it's literally, I go over here, 4 hours, 43 minutes, 58 seconds. I go to my page, 4 hours, 43 minutes, 58 seconds. As soon as I click on it, 2 hours. What did we say in that first 2 hours that pissed them off so much? I know what I just said in this video is going to piss them off. I've always warned people, I'm not the one. I'm a part of so many communities out there that's unreal. That's why I know about so much stuff and so much stuff that actually happens on certain platforms. That's how I know so much about the little private links when you mark your videos private, and how it's used. Makes me wonder what else is being hid under those private links. Which, by the way, that content does violate your TOS. I mean, is this your answer trying to get rid of me? You must miss the part that I'm not going nowhere. I'm taking a stand and I'm staying right here. Go ahead, strike down this channel. I've got many more. All my videos are downloaded, and that's the part that really burns me. Where'd it go? Well, it's closed up, but I showed you in the very beginning of this video that it even downloaded as 4 hours. Even playing just fine on my media player, but I come over here or anywhere I shared the link, and you're telling me it's only 2 hours? You see? It even shows, it pops up as 4 hours, then quickly jumps to 2. Can't say it's processing. Not processing. Done. Because you can't download, can't go in here and edit, change your thumbnails, add your end screens until it finishes processing. Yes, we did, including in the chat. Because that also means the chat isn't even showing. See, I didn't even catch that until now. My chat's not even showing, and that's not checked. That's check marked to always show after a live stream is done. I know we had some interesting conversations in the chat too, because that's what I value the most is the interaction in the chat. See, but here's the thing, YouTube, what you don't realize. You made the mistake of letting me get the whole 4 hours downloaded. Because now I'll go over to archive.org and I'll just switch out all the links with the real video. So in a sense, you did nothing. In fact, what you just did is give me ammunition. You just proved everything I said in that video to be true and right. And I know what they got in that first 2 hours. It seems quite hypocritical on their part. I guess they don't like being called what they wanted to call other people, because that's what was said in that first 2 hours twice. Another thing you're going to quickly learn about me, I have a very good memory. In fact, that's what a few of my exes hated the most about me, that I would remember everything. So, I believe in fair play. I believe in giving people chances. But I don't have patience to deal with the crap you guys are pulling anymore. So, I'm going to make all this public information. Let people really see. I'm going to mail this stuff to my congressman, Jim Jordan, to the other congressmen that I know who have been going after you guys about this crap, so they can bring real evidence before you, and then you can't deny it, and you can't blame it on an algorithm. Because, as I talked about in that first 2 hours that's missing, you can't blame it on an algorithm when you're telling the person to put that in the algorithm. You're telling the coder to add those key phrases, keywords to target individuals. You can't blame it on the algorithm. Nope. Sorry. Wasn't born yesterday. Like I said, game on. I like playing games, and I don't play fair. The best thing you can do, and it's just not now my video that needs fixed. You need to go back and remove all the strikes you're giving to people that uploaded and did their due diligence against something that MSNBC can't even do. They can't copyright a public election debate. Anything that comes to dealing with our elections, they cannot copyright. It is open to the public information. I hope you guys are fully aware of that, because I can just hear the lawyers chomping at their bits right now. Finally, ammunition that they can use. Finally, you guys screwed up. You better fix your screw up. You see, I'm not the one you want being here taking a stand, because you don't scare me. You got nothing to make me fear, because you can't. Don't care about if you throttle my channel, because you can't. I'm everywhere. I mean, you guys are that dumb. You don't realize what you created and how it, yeah, that's the part. You're throwing away all the good things that make YouTube so great. You're throwing it away. The educational stuff that's on here. And you don't even, in fact, it's gotten to the point you don't care. You become so invested in greed and censorship that you don't even make sure your employees realize that they can't be targeting people, that they can't, that they want to have their own opinions and views, jump on and have their own opinion and views like all of us do here. But when it comes to targeting, censoring, they have no right. Maybe it's time that you clean your own house. And from looks of it, you need to start cleaning from the top up instead of from the bottom up. Because I think many of us remember your mission statements. It's like many of us remember Google's mission statement when they first came out. Kind of hard to turn your back on those mission statements, because, well, there's people that was around then that remember it. Because that can be argued in a court of law as a binding contract that would be grandfathered in. I mean, like I said, you got the right one this time. All my following might not be here on this particular platform, but boy, do I have a following on multiple platforms. Yeah, they screwed up this time, Bray. They screwed it up big enough time this time that I stopped my dinner to make sure this is documented. And before I even started the video, just in case you decide to get froggy, I already took the screenshots. People's already seen it. And by the way, guys, all my stuff is free source. Clear down to the images I use, which is on DeviantArt. Where anybody can use them and protected by DeviantArt. Not new to the game. Been doing it for a long time. Might not have been streaming, but it's been some form, whether it's been website building, author, creating magazines, graphics. You guys just don't have a clue. I know the back end of these programs better than most. And guess where I learned most of that? That's right, here on YouTube. I learned how to code, program, use software right here from this very platform. Boy, I bet you some politicians are going to love to hear that. Maybe I should fully introduce myself to you. Guess you didn't get the hint the first time around earlier today. Andrew Rutledge, direct descendant of John Rutledge. And if you don't know who it is, YouTube, Google, and whoever else is listening, go do your research. That's your due diligence. In fact, that's your job as a United States citizen. That way you fully are aware who you are messing with on the other end of this computer. In fact, I'll show you my face. Just so we're fully clear that this ain't a bot. That there's an actual real person sitting on this very other end. And I am so sick and tired of your games. The BS that you've been getting away with and pulling for too long. The censorship crap stops. Because we're going to be vocal about it. I'm going to be vocal about it on every platform that I'm on. And you are going to be my prime topic. Some people you should learn to leave well enough alone. But I guess you haven't experienced that in life yet either. For some of us have. There's some people you just don't mess with. Don't even think you can assume you know them. Because that's one of my friends have said. Damn, I don't recognize you from any of your pictures. Yes, my looks change frequently. But the fact that you guys want to play games? God, you don't know how much I like playing games. I know. In fact, I'll show you how much I like playing games. I like playing games so much I made a poem out of to play a game. And you know what? People didn't play the game very long with me. A game? You wish to play a game? Are you sure you wish to do that to your name? For there is no shame, I'll just leave you maimed. 'Tis just for fun, but we'll be brighter than the sun, so don't run. And that is no pun. As you can see, I have many forms to spin. Some are just full of sin, but good over gin, so don't turn to tin. I'd hate to get your rhyme, but it's just a matter of time before you're mine, so don't be the mime. Yeah, I'm pretty good with words. Writing was my forte, still is. Just because I've gotten away from doing magazines, oh, I'm going to focus a whole section on you and the censorship. See, I know how to have fun, no matter what I'm doing. And some things I have more fun doing. That might be the sadistic side of me. Or that might be that fire you just lit up under my ass. That was already lit to start with. I've been waiting for the day you mess with something of mine. Maybe you didn't quite pay attention to the Latin phrase I put at the end of my last video. I suggest you go translate it. Although somewhere in that video I translated it for everybody. You officially treaded where you shouldn't have treaded. And that's all my constitutional freedoms and rights. You have just treaded on a direct descendant of the signer of the Constitution. And no, I'm not going to go away quietly. I'm not going away at all. You know what the worst part of it is? The only people you're hurting, in all honesty, is yourself. Because how many people, once they see the crap you've been pulling, once more people start speaking out, how long do you think you're going to have people buying into YouTube TV, YouTube music, YouTube Kids, becoming premium, getting premium membership so they can get subscribers? How many people you think are going to stop that, stop monetizing? Yes, we know how to hurt you where it hurts the most, and that's your pocket. You'll still get paid off our traffic that we generate, but if you keep playing your games, you're not going to have traffic coming here. Especially with the little tidbits that I just dropped. How many of these streamers on here that love researching that kind of stuff is going to go start researching it? start asking around and tell you, know what? I'm more than happy to point them in the right direction, what websites to go to. See, you screwed my week up already by not letting me enjoy my favorite podcast in the morning. Love waking up to turning on the Daily Mojo show and just listening because it's entertainment. Yes, they talk about serious stuff, but it's funny. It makes my morning while I'm enjoying a cup of coffee and getting the day started. But you know what else I enjoy more? What I'm doing right now. Although I wish it was on other more important topics, but hey, I just can't get away from this topic, and you just made it so I'm not going to get away from this topic. You just made it to where I'm going to hammer this down. If I have one major characteristic flaw, once I'm focused on something, I commit to it fully. With all the passion and fire I have, and I'm a Sagittarius, so there's a lot of it. I mean, did you guys even have the balls to respond on Twitter since I tagged you in it? Sometimes you do. Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, wait, maybe you did. Let's see. Like I said, I'll give people the benefit of the doubt. Nope, you didn't. I believe in giving people the benefit of the doubt until there's no benefit of the doubt left to give until you violate that trust, and you violated that trust. Now, that's something you're going to have to earn back. Yeah, I like to make sure I've got more than one place with evidence sitting on there. It's just not on Twitter. It's on the Minds. It's on Sons and Daughters Liberty WordPress site. Now, this is one thing I am actually enjoying, having 3 monitors. It makes multitasking a hell of a lot easier. Before this day is done, it's going to be on every platform I'm on, along with every video. And just so you don't get too froggy, they'll be uploaded to archive.org, and I'll use that link to embed it. That way I don't have to draw my traffic to you. So I can hurt you in your pockets a little bit more before this day is over. And this is a shout out to the Minds. This is the reason why you need to set it up so we can actually upload longer videos in 15 minutes. I know that's a suggestion that you guys can't afford to do right now, but in the future, seriously think about it. But in the meantime, we have alternative places, just like I have alternative media I can use. People do have Kindles and like to read. So I have no problem dedicating a whole magazine to this censorship issue. And boy, do I have tons of evidence. Because I've reported on much of it, a lot of it. You know, that's what I think is funny. Sometimes you don't realize who's on the other end of these screens. Sometimes you don't realize who you actually mess with. I mean, that's the whole complaint, been the whole complaint for the past several years. It's how you've been censoring people, giving them strikes, deleting their channels, which, you know, we know the little dirty secret there because you can't technically delete them permanently off the site. You have to store them in the archive. Or, wait, or is that what pissed you off? Because I talked about that in the first 2 hours. It doesn't matter. You made the mistake of letting me get the download off. So everybody's going to hear the 2 hours that's missing. And they're going to hear the video in full. Bree, it will take probably about 3 hours for that video to download on archive.org. But as soon as it's downloaded, you will have the direct link to that video. And like I said, all my stuff's free use. Anybody who wants to use it, be my guest. None of my images are copyrighted. Well, they are, but they're not. They're all under my name, under my DeviantArt account, which is set for anybody to use them as free source. So, like I said, I've learned a lot over the years dealing with crooks. People that think they can get away and want to manipulate people because of the images they used. Oh no. Trick no good. Learned that lesson. I've learned it when I started watching you go after people on here. For showing an image or showing a logo. Sometimes being the quiet observer pays off. You learn from other people's mistakes. The things that they've got. Things that have happened to them. You know, just like what you thought you was going to get away with. And MSNBC thinks they're going to get away with? Oh no. They're going to have their day. And you guys are going to have your day with it for being complicit. When you guys should have known better, you can't copyright that. Can't even give a copyright strike for it. That should have been common sense from the get-rip. But guess what? Everybody knows it now. I guess this little Cheshire let that cat out of the bag, didn't he? Sorry, bad pun. But for those that know one of the magazines that I wrote, I did do the Cheshire book review. Of course, I did a lot more than just that section of the magazine. I mean, wow, I'm gonna have some fun with this. I don't think you guys realize how much fun I'm gonna have with this right now. I'm gonna have more fun writing up all these letters and sharing this information with certain congressmen. In fact, I'm gonna enjoy that one probably more than I'm enjoying doing this stream right now. Maybe it's time all your dirt's put out there. Maybe it's time they see what's really going on and actually have the evidence to put in front of you next time they grill you in front of Congress. And maybe this time they'll just throw the book at you. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not for government taking control of the internet. Not even the least bit. But if you can't honor our laws, but you can honor another country, then I see no other course of action. Because I've seen what government has done in the past to radio, to TV. But I think some of you want that. I really do, because I think once that happens, that gives you exactly what you want now. The ability to censor and control. Like I said, I'm not scared to play devil's advocate. And trust me, my mind can go there better than some of these politicians. And I'll give that direct link to anybody that wants it. But it'd be public information because it's all you gotta do is go. That I remember. Actually, let's just go to .org so I don't mess it up. Guys, this is another tool. You hear me talking about tools? Here's the main tool I use to back up all my stuff. I'm under Drew Lima. Under archive.org. In fact, I'm going to put the link in the chat so you guys can go right to it. Well, that is if they show my chat. As we can see, the last live stream, my chat's not up. But it will be archived here and uploaded. In fact, we'll just cut to the chase. That way you guys see how this process works. Make this a little educational. Boy, you hate that, don't you? Now I gotta find it. Yeah, but that's the part that kills me. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Is that it's downloaded fully, full size. Oh, what do you know? It's fixed. Chat's up. But while we're on the educational part of this, guys, everyone should do this. Create an archive.org account, especially for those that stream, do investigative reports. Once you download your video, bring it over here. Once it's over here, it's forever over here. And YouTube makes this fairly easy. Just click edit video here. Now all my tags and stuff that I use, I can just come slide down here. All I gotta do is hit copy. Come back over here. That takes care of that. It's today's date. It's 29th, right? Nope, 28th. And as you guys can see, no rights reserved, Creative Commons. I would much prefer to use this one though. There's nothing prohibited. You guys are free to do what you wish. For those that know how to mess with the metadata, also add that. Makes it, well, if you when you listen to this video, you'll understand this part really doesn't matter, because if you're being targeted by Google, those keywords that you type in here are going to be blocked from Google searches. And you just simply click upload, and this is going to take for a day. Drawback: the longer your video is, the longer it takes to upload here. But definitely don't think that I'm going to be appeased because you fixed it. I don't do appeasements. You want to appease me for a time being? Remove all the strikes you gave into people that showed that debate, because they can't copyright it, and you know full damn well they can't. That's public information. That's every citizen has a right to view that. Every citizen has a right to share that. Cannot be copyrighted. I think it's time that you guys learn, and all of you stupid networks. The gig's up. People are tired of it. And some of us aren't going to run. Some of us are going to sit here and fight tooth and nail to make sure this crap stops. The buck stops here. Now, once you be good stewardess and stewardesses, and start protecting those freedoms. Yes, I agree. There's some content that shouldn't be on here. In fact, I know you have content on your platform right now that is marked private that shouldn't be on here, and I fully agree with you on that. That's the content you should be going after, not people's opinions and views. You should be encouraging people to keep doing these things. You should also encourage people to fact check things, make sure they have their facts in order. Maybe you should have some of your creative designers or creative teams do educational videos, how to fact check, and using your so-called fact checkers is not fact checking. Nice try, wrong guy. That's a scam. The biggest scam that you guys created. Real fact checking is doing real research. It's digging in, looking at all sides of the equation, actually putting all sides of the equation out there. Because in the end, it's not your job to decide what's right or wrong, what's fact or fiction. It's the audience's job. It's the people's job. What happened? Well, they fixed it now, but they stripped 2 hours of my video that live stream we just did. The first 2 hours was missing. But yet it was showing everywhere that all 4 hours, almost 5 hours of it was up until you clicked on it. Then it said 2 hours. It was done processing everything to the fact had it downloaded. Even the download said 4 hours, 43 minutes and 58 seconds, which is why it is now being downloaded on or uploaded to archive.org. Just like every one of my videos gets done. I'm behind a little bit on the recent ones, but it doesn't matter because as soon as I finish a video, yeah, they just came back. But it's not going to appease me not one bit because there's still people out there got strikes and can't stream for 90 days. Like I said, you ruined my week this morning. And I'm not forgiving that one. I enjoy waking up every morning tuning into the Daily Mojo Show. I don't much care for the conservative cartel or common sense one, but I do enjoy the other one. Actually, the 2 hours that they gave us was the last 2 hours, the 2 hours that you were actually there for. I didn't realize I had gone that long. I know. That's the thing. When you catch stuff like this, guys, the first thing you should do, take a screenshot, document it. Because there's no excuse for it. That's never happened to any of my videos, not even my 8-hour videos. Never had that happen. And I know what was said in the first 2 hours, like I said. You could probably go ask a couple of my exes. The one thing they hated the most about me is my memory. I don't forget nothing, which can be a problematic in itself too. No, but how many times have we caught it? We've caught them manipulating the chat right before us. People saying they type something and it's not there. They take the screenshot. It's there on their end, but not on my end. And we caught that live. There's so many little things that we've caught. Oh, messing with my audio. Oh, that drives me nuts. Throttling my streams like they were doing to where I couldn't share today. I couldn't even go on cam. I mean, that's the first thing, and that's caught in that video. That beginning of that video, when it happened, that's actually caught, and that's the first time. Oh yeah, we don't want to talk about that. That was last 4th of July when they decided to screw with me. How many times did I get kicked out of my own Hangouts? Then it got to the point where I couldn't even share my link to be rich so he could join us. I had to have somebody else do it. Same way with Mr. Anderson. I had to share, somebody else had to share my link from my Hangouts, from my live stream, because the link that I would share was invalid. And all that's documented. I still have all those videos in my download folder. They're still up here on YouTube. Like I said, when it comes to evidence, oh, I got tons. I've even got the kind that I mentioned earlier in this stream that no one talks about. Well, like I said, I'll point you in the right direction if you want to do some investigation about some private links. You might not like the sites you got to go to. But a good investigator will go where the evidence leads. It was. Oh, they messed with me hardcore that day. They did it that very same year on Memorial Day. They messed with me because I tried to do every year on the 4th. This year, Memorial Day didn't happen because that's when that falling out happened. And as soon as it happened, I was on my way back to Ohio at 9 o'clock at night. So time I got home it was Tuesday. I didn't get to enjoy Memorial Day because I had to work. Then something happened. Shit, I had to have a field day picking hers. Yeah. If once people start putting aside their fears and their judgmental ability and actually going where the research really goes, yes, it could take you to some dark places. But you're gonna find out a whole lot of stuff that you didn't know. I would have never known that crap was here on YouTube ever. It, and I agree. I would agree with YouTube on this part. There's no place on this platform for that. That belongs on adult websites. And some of that, okay, some of that's dealing with asphyxiation. Or no, that's the wrong word. Breath play. I can't remember the actual pronunciation of the proper term for it. Yeah, asphyxiation, right? Yeah, that's on here. And not only is it graphic, it's pornographic, but it's on here. Private videos, private links, to where if you get if you're given the private link, you can view the content. It's not a mystery. A lot of people know it. Nobody's done the research because you can't show that stuff here on YouTube. But you know, yeah, and some of that stuff won't even is not even allowed on adult platforms. That's on here. So I give my props off to certain adult platforms that actually know what shouldn't be done and showed. So yes, when I talk about some of my research has taken me to some of the darkest spots of the internet, yes, it has. And yes, it varies. Man, you're lucky. People are lucky I don't do videos because I can't post them anywhere. But it's there. I mean, there's no doubt there's some sick individuals in this world, but it doesn't make the whole rest of the group sick either. That's okay. I went down the rabbit hole when I made the pun about the Cheshire, but I'm also known, but to some people as the Cheshire. Because I do love my rabbit holes. It's fun to see where they lead sometimes. But it's also knowing that some rabbit holes are meant to keep you ensnared and entrapped and going around and around and around with no direction. Yeah, I should have made a left at Albuquerque. Which is kind of funny we speak of left. To get to my house from anywhere I go, all I got to do is make lefts. The irony in that. But yeah, I'm glad everything's back up, but it doesn't fix the problem. It's been too many of these stupid little coincidences. So if I didn't come on here and do a video about it, well, I guess it'd be just that saying, if a tree falls in the woods, nobody's there to hear it. Does it make a sound? But I'm sure if I didn't do what I just did when I caught it, 2 hours of that video would still be missing along with the chat. I've seen it. I've seen where parts of my chats from things we've caught previously are still missing. But I should be thanking YouTube for triggering those memories. Because I kind of forgot about some of those things. Not forgot, they're always there. I just need a trigger to remind me. Just like those thumbs up, thumbs down buttons are triggers. Yeah, they know a little bit better than that too. I'd actually be warned about that before that happened. You know, I've got friends in very, very low places and very, very high places. Like I said, I don't discriminate who I hang around with, call a friend, talk to. But most people don't know. Most people don't know who that chick is I had on the Smoke and Toke show, and I will never give her out her real name. But I'll tell you what, not I. Just some people. Nope, I know who her daddy is. Just I'm referring to her as a chick because I can't remember the name we gave her for the podcast, which is something I'm very respectful of and will do whatever it costs to protect somebody's identity. That's why I haven't done and posted the investigations that I did while talking to the college students about what was going on these college campuses. That's no, I got to make sure they're protected. I don't want to be the one and the reason that their education and their careers get screwed up. I mean, for the longest, nobody knew my full name. Call me Drew or Smiley. Truthfully, that's what most people know me by. But the only thing I've been leaving out of my full name is the Rutledge part, my real last name. But don't get me wrong, Lima's part of my last name too. It's my mom's family's last name. See, some ways I did some things to protect people, friends, family. Then other ways, I know there's a time and place where things have to be used. And that's also something, since we're keeping this kind of educational now, know when it's the right time to use things, say things, do things. You'll know. Just like I know, now's the time. Just no. There's no other topics but the one we're talking about. I have a hat for each. I have multiple hats for each day of the week. We'll leave it at that. Oh yeah, it's gonna take forever. And multiple perspectives. You know, that's the thing. We should have multiple perspectives on things. It helps differentiate things. It helps us step out of one group category into another one free from the other stuff. It's not easy. It takes years and years of learning and practice and repetition. How'd you manage that? In fact, my coffee's gone cold. My coffee's going cold. The pop that I haven't opened's going hot. And I'm burning up. And yes, I am a very much a chameleon in other aspects as well because I know how to hide my energies, emotions, and the chick I was talking about, I actually showed her, which is probably a mistake on my part, my photos from the last 6, 7 years, which ain't many because I hate having my picture taken. And she's like, I don't recognize any of them. They don't look nothing like what you look like right now. Yes, my looks change frequently, which is why a lot of times you won't see me on cam, especially if I'm in the process of changing my look because I'm getting ready to go do some investigations on something. You know, that's the worst part of it is everybody has that ability to do that. You know, we I have heard the question being thrown around, how they keep falling for the same thing that Project Veritas throws around. Well, let me tell you something. When you start mixing alcohol in the game, people get loose lips. Which is probably another reason why I've said I'm not going to be doing the Smoke and Toke show anymore. Because I was, for the most part, in those shows, doing a lot of drinking. Because it was meant to be fun. We was having a good time with it. And I did went back and watched a couple of them. I did not like how they turned out. Yeah, I do too. But I can't right now while I'm trying to find a job, so I got to be clean and sober, which I enjoy that just as much as the other. And that's, like I said, most addictions are mental anyway. And I don't consider that part an addiction because it's not. Considering I have, but shit, I might as well give it away because I'm not going to touch it until I get a job. So, and I ain't going to be the idiot that applies for here in Ohio, applies for the medical aspect of it because I'm not giving away my gun rights, which I find to be BS. Another thing I find to be BS, and I didn't know about this, considering I came back with 2 packages of CBDs, that Ohio somehow, in the course of not even a year, banned CBDs. No, it's not. Yeah, you are extremely right. Not everything is an addiction. There is people that do abuse things, but that's not an addiction either. That's a psychological aspect. They have an uh, what's the proper term? A compulsory disorder. Like we have shopaholics. Then we have people that will use certain recreational drugs to mask their emotions because they don't know how to deal with them, and then they start abusing stuff that's not addictive. There's no withdrawal side effects when you stop smoking weed, period. Now, the opposite probably I could say the opposite for alcohol. There is more of addictive properties, and especially to those that abuse it. Me, pretty much, well, I've lived by the principle: out of sight, out of mind. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I can butcher some words from time to time. I mean, like right now. Well, I have been polishing off the Patron pretty good though. Give who your you talking about SDA Bree? She's I'll actually hook you up with her on Hangouts. She's off Skype. Oh, I don't have her information. Yeah, I thought you was talking about SDA. Which I'm actually gonna have her on here, but I definitely got to keep it off politics when she's on. She's not a fan of politics, but she will. I will. She will definitely. She wants to talk about like mental health issues with children, autism, and stuff like that. She'll talk about the school system and the homeschooling because she's the one I was referring to in Washington. That she went from Minnesota to Washington, and in Washington they made her trying to make her have to get a certificate to be able to homeschool her kids. And like I said, it's good to have people that's had to deal with those types of things in their life, because those are the stories that cannot be refuted. Just like Rob, he has a story about his kids, which I think me and him talked about in one of the Token Smokes a little bit about his daughters and what happened after they got the particularly the one. I'm not going to name her name, not my place, but particularly after she got her vaccine. Which that's probably so I'd have to turn that story over to somebody else, since me and him are currently not on speaking terms. But he does want to talk about it. That's the stuff. I can talk about the aspects that I witnessed, that I seen, because his kid, I mean, wow, she was talking, eating everything. As soon as she got the vaccine, it all changed. I mean, she's 8 now. She's getting to where she can start to use words better and communicate. Before that wasn't an issue. See, that's when I say when you see something firsthand, witness it, you can't argue the fact. Just like you can't argue the fact what took place here last year in Ohio, where all these nurses threatened to go on strike because they refused to get the vaccine. They took a stand. This is what's so important about taking a stand. You know what? They took a stand and they won. It got to the point where they couldn't get nurses from other states to come in. But it takes us all taking a stand. It works when we come together. And we're starting to see it more and more. We just got to put our differences aside. I think last year was the first time we had local news reporting on the fact what was in some of these vaccines that were being giving, some of these flu shots. They were being honest about how these flu shots are for last year's flu, not this year's. Then they were being honest about some of the stuff. We are seeing changes. But unfortunately, when we start talking about it, it gets suppressed. And SDA was also my business partner with Wygo Apes, been my business partner since Ning days. She was co-owner of the magazine we did. She's also some of the graphics that I do show and have, the designer of them, because that's her expertise is graphics and coding when it comes to CSS. She excels at it. Where my expertise was on the complicated stuff. Me and simplicity don't get along. I think everybody's figured that out by now. You give me something simple, I get lost. And we'll be lost on it for months. My mind don't function with simplicity. Although I like simplicity in my life. Yeah, I need to get myself fed because I stopped eating when I caught what was happening. It was just like, oh no, I'm not. No, you got the wrong guy. You definitely got the wrong one. You don't. Nope. And I stand. Yeah. I don't play fair, guys. In fact, I probably play dirtier than most politicians that are the dirtiest. Don't take me to that point because I love playing games. Those are games to me. And I don't play fair because I don't play on the physical arena of things. That's boring. That's a grunt's work. Or that's a young person's job. I'm not young anymore. But don't make that mistake either. I'm just done with the games. I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to tolerate sit idly by watching it happen to anybody else either. Yeah, I'm breaking. I need to eat. Then I still want to figure out what happened. I know I ain't going to get no response from YouTube about it, but I've never had that happen, just like I've never had it show up on my screen like it did in that video. Weak connection signal, and it just went gray and black. Even though you could hear me talking in it, I've never seen that happen either. That was just one of those things. I just took a mental note and wrote it down to come back and look at it later. I was not expecting to come back after my video finished processing, after I had everything edited, and I came over to grab a link and copy something, to see that I only had 2 hours. I was missing a full 2 hours and 43 minutes and 58 seconds of a video that obviously took them damn, I gotta learn to do shorter streams. Took them almost 45 minutes to fix. And considering I had, before I even did that, took screenshots, posted it on Twitter, posted it on the Mines, and a couple other places before I even went live. So it took them over an hour to fix the issue. And honestly, I think the only reason it got fixed is because I said something about it. That's why it's so important to say something about it. When you catch it, do your due diligence. Get the evidence. Then start posting and sharing it with people. That's just another tool we have. It's us taking care and doing our due diligence. Because if we can stay on top of it and put it out there, keep them on their toes. We've seen it. Something about YouTube. They don't like it when people start coming in droves and complaining. We've seen people get their channels back because people came and started complaining, filing complaints on YouTube. We need to start doing that more and more. You catch it, don't let it slide. I don't care if you don't like the person. If his rights or her rights have been infringed upon, back them, stand up with them, because they are just as important. That was the whole issue with what was going to Congress. Everybody blew it off because, oh, it was Alex Jones. Who cares? I don't like the man. Not even the least bit. I've got my own opinions and views on what he is. Don't even like saying his name because I don't like giving him publicity. But they used him to make a point. We had congressmen, we had Republicans and Democrats, both alike, saying, you need to remove his tweets, you need to remove him off the trending. And that set the precedent for what we're seeing today. We got to stop falling because this person is this, that. Doesn't matter. If their constitutional rights, their freedom of speech, their liberties are being oppressed, being threatened, it is our due diligence to stand up for them, whether we like them, agree with them, or not. because it goes back to what I said even back then. Eventually, it's going to be you. The buck didn't stop there. They kept on going, kept on pushing it. Then it was the next channel, the next channel. And here we are today. Once more, dealing with the same crap we deal with every year. And guys, it's only going to get worse as we get closer and the more heated these debates come up. I'm seeing more talk about the censorship in Congress now than before, which is good because we've got people that are actually standing up. This is why I said the battle line's here. We need to take a stand here. When you have this information, this evidence, send it to your representative. Find the ones. I know for sure Crenshaw, Jordan, Jim Jordan of Ohio. I don't think is Crenshaw from Texas. Like I said, I need to research him more. But I know what he's saying to to Google and YouTube. These execs. These are the people. Hand them the evidence. This is what they're doing. That way, they have evidence that they can put right there, undisputed. Send them video links. Don't call them. Mail them. Write them. So it goes directly to them. And I know there's more than just the two I named. Because it's time. Let them put the evidence out there. Because guess what? Well, those hearings right there that they've been having, those are public information. You can go right to congress.gov and watch the live sessions. And you can share those live sessions. You can download them. You can share them here on YouTube because it's public information. It used to be where the public was allowed in the sessions to sit in the rotunda as they're passing bills and stuff. That's the way it was meant to be. It's meant for us to see. There used to be never no closed door sessions in Congress. That wasn't allowed. That was unheard of. But, somebody got the bright idea. We need to get rid of the laws that allow us to take the guy out back and duel him. We've lost all of our checks and balances in Congress. They're not being checked. There's no checks and balances on anything they do anymore. Yes, I know, that's barbaric and archaic. But how many people did you see back then violating our rights and liberties? Just saying. Maybe it's time we bring some of that shit stuff back. Because apparently it worked. But yeah, I need to eat. You guys have a good day, good night, enjoy your weekend. And yeah, I don't know when I'm going to live, but I'm hoping I don't have to go live anymore tonight. Because if I got to go live one more time, it falls under that 3 strikes rule. And I'm not going to be a happy camper about it. In fact, I will not be a happy camper about it. Is that also shame on me once, shame on me twice? There ain't a third. There will never be a third. And I'm not, like I said, YouTube, I am not the one. Do not mess with my channel and my feeds. Or maybe you should go check out my other channel. Just so you know, the other aspect of me that you're dealing with. Sure, you know what it is, because it's tied to this account. And I've mentioned the magazine's name, KOTR. Same YouTube name channel. That way you get a broad understanding who you're dealing with. I understand more about the AI systems and the algorithms than most. I understand it more than some of your so-called techs. So do a few other people that I know. See, some things people should not play with. Some things people should know what they're actually playing with and not what they're being given an illusion of what they're playing with. Some things are just not meant to be played with. And on that note, I will catch you guys hopefully sometime next week.